We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. President Biden exits the 2024 race, endorsing Kamala Harris, known for her strong LGBTQ plus advocacy and views on reproductive freedom.
4Patriots sells survival food and tools for emergencies with a validity of decades. Are they preparing us for the end of democracy?
Subway employees deny service to Christian preachers wearing anti-LGBTQ shirts, sparking far-right outrage.
The 2024 Paris Olympics will see a historic 144 out LGBTQ athletes showcasing strides in sports inclusivity. Outsports has created a list of all these athletes.
Rachel Maddow highlights gay billionaire Peter Thiel's pivotal role in J.D. Vance's unusual journey to becoming Trump's VP nominee. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, that we have had more than 9 million views, thanks to you. It is Monday, July 22nd, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will see it and hear it. Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our queer culture, the Black community, Latino, lesbians, and queer women, trans students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
That's right, Greg, and let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. We'll begin by welcoming my sister. I used to call her Kamala Harris, funny enough. We'll get to that in a little bit, all right? Adrianna Tender. She's the program coordinator with Trans Inclusive Group and owner of Tender Loving Care Trans Mentoring. She serves on the National Board of Governors of the Human Rights Campaign and is vice president, see, that's where Kamala Harris is in, of the Dolphin Democrats, and on the board of Black LGBTQ Liberation as well. Welcome back, Adrianna. What you got going on, my boo?
Oh, girl, nothing much. Thank you so much for having me. So, as she said, I am on the board of the Human Rights Campaign, and we are having an amazing event that's going to be on April 22nd. It's going to be at the pub. It's going to be the DNC Watch Party, and we want everyone to come online or go online to mobilize and sign up. We're actually still looking for some community partners if you think your organization would like to be a part.
Definitely. We got to go and support. So definitely make sure that you do that. Next up, let's welcome Harrison C. Davies. He's a level 10 Google local guide whose contributions have amassed an over 600 million viewer following. Is that true, Harrison? Did you make up these numbers? Harrison is well known in the community for using this platform to give hundreds of small businesses a voice and exposure in the greater South Florida region. Welcome back, Harrison. So those numbers are true.
I mean, does Google lie?
No, it doesn't.
No, I don't think it can. I don't think it can. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess so. Yeah. It seems to be an ongoing situation.
Well, so welcome back, Harrison. Any fun event or anything that you're going to this week? Because you're everywhere.
Oh my God. I mean, I guess if we could backtrack. I mean, I saw at the Foundry, Ronnie Larson's new play, Shonda.
The Shonda.
Yeah, that's just Shonda. Yeah, it didn't roll off the tongue that well, but if you can get a ticket to it, it is amazing. But it's pretty sold out from what I've heard for weeks to come.
How soon into the show is there somebody naked?
You know, this one is kind of for the family, I think. Yeah, there's a little risk. I know.
Ronnie love the kids.
I actually think there is actors that are, cool. younger persons in it.
Okay, well,
no cussing or anything?
Not that I could. Maybe a little here and there. I mean, don't bring the toddler, but yeah, I mean, great musical numbers, and I think it's his largest cast there too.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Well, go support the Foundry as well. You know, nobody has been hit more than our arts and theater district and our nonprofits. So please go out and support. Next up, let's welcome Gregg Shapiro, an inductee into the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame. Gregg is the author of 2 short story collections and 7 books of poetry. Since the last time, you haven't had a chance to write another book?
I mean,
come on.
So close.
He's an entertainment journalist whose celebrity interviews and reviews run in a variety of print and online publications. Welcome back, Gregg. What's going on, boo?
Well, golly gee, it sure is swell to be here. And of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of the FayWhat show on Mondays at Hotspots Happening Out. Faye, the boy band project, is coming to Wilton Manors on August 16th. It's presented by WNBA Wilton Manors Business Association. What can you tell us about it?
Of course. So the Wilton Manors Business Association and Harmony Waves are proud to welcome the Boy Band Project to Wilton Manors. This free community event will be badass. It's Friday, August 16th, 7 to 10 p.m. The street party will take place on Northeast 7th Avenue, adjacent to Wilton Drive. While the event is free, the first 100 people that sign up, all right, at the ticket link receive a free The Wilton Manors Boy Band Project hat. And you know we love swag in our community. So elevate your experience with an open bar VIP seating for just $69. The Boy Band Project transports you back in time when the boy band phenomenon dominated pop culture and TRL was a must watch. You remember back when MTV had music on it? Yeah, that time, right? So it'll bring you a special mix of handsomeness and hotness, okay, with these boys that are coming to you live from Broadway. And they're going to be spreading the love of NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Hanson, One Direction, 98 Degrees, Old Town, Boys to Men, Jonas Brothers, and a whole lot more. This musical thrill fest features a group of boys direct from Broadway's Wicked, Hairspray, Mamma Mia, and all of those favorites that are ours. Get your free tickets today. Search Boy Band Project on Facebook or follow Harmony Waves. See you Friday, August 16th, 7 to 10 p.m. The Boy Band Project in Wilton Manors. See you then. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Monday, July 22nd, 2024. First this evening, let's queer up politics, baby. Biden exits 2024 race, endorses Harris for historic presidential bid, but what's in it for LGBTQ plus? In an unprecedented turn of events, President Joe Biden has dropped out of the 2024 race for the White House. His decision comes after a disastrous debate with Donald Trump, raising concerns about his fitness for office just 4 months before the election. In his exit announcement yesterday, President Biden endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to take on Trump, urging the Democratic Party to unite behind her. The Harris campaign raised more than $50 million from small donors in the first 24 hours on the news. The Biden administration has been a staunch supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. The administration finalized a pro-equality Title IX rule, strengthened Affordable Care Act protections, signed the Respect for Marriage Act, appointed a record-breaking number of LGBTQ plus judges, and recognized National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, among other achievements. Biden's departure leaves a significant vacuum in national LGBTQ plus support. However, the LGBTQ plus community of America is hopeful about Kamala Harris, who has a strong record of supporting LGBTQ plus equality, reproductive freedom, and other progressive causes. If elected in November, Harris would make history as the first woman of color the first black woman, and the first South Asian woman to be president. In 2004, Harris conducted marriages for same-sex couples when San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom declared same-sex marriage legal. As California Attorney General, she played a crucial role in restoring marriage equality in the state. One of her signature stances was her opposition to Proposition 8, the voter-approved initiative that revoked marriage equality in 2008. After Prop 8 was overturned in 2013, she officiated the first post-Prop 8 same-sex marriage in California. Elected to the U.S. Senate in 2016, Harris has received perfect scores on the Human Rights Campaign Congressional Scorecard, indicating strong support for LGBTQ plus equality. She has also earned perfect ratings from reproductive rights groups such as Planned Parenthood, Action Fund, and Neural Pro-Choice America. Harris has spoken out against anti-LGBTQ plus legislation in conservative states and has hosted Pride Month receptions. She even visited New York City's Stonewall Inn, a significant site in the LGBTQ plus rights movement. Harris also met with WNBA star Brittany Griner and her wife Cheryl before Brittany's first game after her release from captivity in Russia. Her work for the community was so impactful that President Biden honored Harris by gifting her the pen he used to sign the Respect for Marriage Act in December 2022. As we approach the November election, all eyes will be on Kamala Harris and her historic campaign. Wow. Okay. A lot to unpack, folks. Yesterday Biden stepped down and immediately endorsed Kamala, as he should. Kamala Harris is more than qualified to be the next president of the United States. And we need everybody's support right now. I'm wearing my pearls and my Chucks, in support of Kamala Harris. And she's going to need all our help, and I've got to say that it's hard to celebrate that she's a woman, right? And that she might be the first woman of color to take that role. It's hard to celebrate it. And I think that Adrianna will help me with this on this. It's hard to celebrate it because I keep on waiting for like the other shoe to fall. I keep on waiting for people to say, her parents weren't born here. So, a la Obama, and try to pick out her history. Her history has been plain and true. She is qualified for this role. She has gone to bat for us on many, many occasions. Obama thought of her as a great person. Biden knows that she could be an incredible successor for him. Where are you on all of this? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Where I'm just like, I'm afraid to celebrate.
I know yesterday when I heard the news, I was like, I took a pause and I was like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. But I don't believe it just yet. I cannot believe this just yet. And I think there's going to be somebody that's going to come out, they're going to say something and just blow it to hell.
Yeah.
But as a black woman, I am energized like I've never been energized before. I definitely was for Biden and was going to vote for Biden, but I didn't have the same, compassion and drive behind me now that I do trying to represent and get Kamala elected.
Yeah. All those people that voted for Biden, right, when Kamala was the running mate and was the VP, need to come up and show up, and do their part. Those tens of millions, we're going to need all of them. Gregg, where are you on this, baby?
Well, first I want to thank Mr. Biden for his tireless service, especially when it comes to LGBTQ plus issues. He will be greatly missed, but the future once again looks bright. So please don't retire your trademark shades yet, Mr. Biden. Kamala Harris, everything, all those qualifications that you read about, her history, I'm just happy again. I was living in such fear, in the last couple of weeks, especially after the famous debate, but it's amazing. And again, we must also remember to continue exposing the ever-growing list of lies told by Beverly Hillbilly J.D. Vance. Yeah. He's as phony as Matt Gaetz's face.
Ooh, and that's phony.
Yeah.
His face looked weird.
Horrifying.
Right? Something that Kamala had posted immediately after the news broke, right, which really is just a sentiment that I'm going to walk away with, right? She says, I prosecuted sex predators. Trump is one. I shut down for-profit scam colleges. He ran one. I held big banks accountable. He's owned by them. I'm not just prepared to take on Trump. I'm prepared to beat him. And I believe that. You know, part of me kind of wants, and just tell me how you feel on this, part of me kind of wants Biden to step down now and make her president now and have her finish off his term and then be up for re-election, so to speak. I mean, why are you smiling like that?
Because that's what my friends and I have been talking about all day yesterday and this morning. Okay. Yes.
So interim president and then president.
I mean, what would Trump do? His face would explode at that moment if he would have to even call her Madam President.
There'd be tomato ketchup everywhere.
If the shoe was on the other foot, I'm sure it sounds like something Trump might have done himself.
Sure.
Yes.
He likes to game the system, so to speak, like that. Not that
it's not playing with the system.
But
we have to do that. Yes. We're in hard times right now, Harrison.
Yes.
This is not playing dirty. This is just playing, period. Yes. Okay? We need to play. We got 4 months, people. We don't got time to just sit on our laurels right now.
And if he resigned, it really wouldn't affect his record. He still has this great record of his presidency, and it wouldn't affect it. And there's no shame there.
I think it would put us on the offense instead of always being on the defense.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's where we need to be right now, is on the offense. Again, we only have 4 months. You know, this is a pivotal point right now, right? Where it was, Biden, thank you for your service. You did the right thing. You know, watching, it was an MSNBC or somebody yesterday just showing his 3-decade plus career in service, right? You know, for our country under Obama, et cetera, you know, he's leaving a wonderful legacy, but it was definitely time for him to step down. Could we have appreciated a couple months ago? Yes, but that's not the cards we're dealt. And now we got to hit the ground running and make sure that that Kamala has all the backing that any man would. And I hate to say that. I hate to bring that up, but it's the truth. You know, this country is ready for a woman president. You guys all came out of a vag. You know, I mean, we're the only ones that can keep things in control. You boys have really messed shit up.
Yeah, well, they were ready in 2016, but unfortunately it didn't turn out that way.
I know, Hillary.
Yes.
I know, but look, Hillary endorsed Kamala immediately.
Both Clintons, yes.
Immediately. You know, I mean, again, you're going to be seeing a lot of people that you know and respect also saying, we want Kamala. Hashtag I'm with her.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, pull apart whatever you want to pull apart. She's ready to take the job. Now, who do we think that she'll take as her running mate? Anybody got any ideas? Okay. Dream ticket. Dream ticket. All right. How about this? I will give you my dream ticket because I know it's not going to happen. Okay. All right. Liz Cheney or Pete Buttigieg. And I get it that the Cheney is like, okay, you know, Adriana's like, she's a Republican, fair. You're not supposed to say that. Right. And I'm like, I get it, but I think we'd get somewhere.
Dream ticket? How about
dream ticket?
How about Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama?
Yeah!
Kamala and Obama. But in reality, the reality is probably won't be Pritzker, probably won't be Shapiro, but it could possibly be Bashir from Kentucky, or I can't think of the guy's name from North Carolina. Because again, you know, Kamala represents that kind of western part of the country. That's why Mark Kelly in Arizona would be great, but that's the West again, and it's a big country. So we're looking for somebody. Kentucky is sort of J.D. Vance territory. By the way, I say Vance because Vance is Yiddish for bedbug, and that we should pronounce his name. But the other thing is that the governor of North Carolina would also be good.
I think that. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Bob.
From a big picture standpoint, I think the emphasis of the VP picks in both of this are substantial. I have, followed elections in the past where the VP, I don't even remember the person's name, and then we've had VPs like I think there was a Bush in there, it depends. But I think the emphasis of the VP pick is very important, and I also think people should pay a little more attention to the red pick in this case. Something about. Recently or in the past, condoning who he's now running with, the accountability.
Let's talk about that because we have a JD Vance story coming up, and we'll talk about that then. Okay. But yes, you're absolutely right. Adriana, what's next, Mama?
So my dream ticket,
tell me,
would be Kamala and Hakeem Jeffries. For me,
that would be a good ticket too.
I love him.
All right. Okay. Well, dream tickets, you're allowed to dream, folks at home, okay? But make sure that, you get out of that dreamland and you make sure you vote, you make sure you're registered and all that. All right. My wife always does mail-in ballot. Not this year, lady. She's walking right in with me. So do that yourselves as well. Adrianna, what's next, baby?
So next, let's clear up the USA View. For patriots preparing for the end of our democratic world. 1 year supply lasts 25 years. For Patriots, a leading online retailer specializing in emergency preparedness, continues to build the reputation as a go-to resource for self-reliance and survival essentials. The company offers a diverse range of products designed to ensure readiness for unexpected events. Among For Patriots offerings are comprehensive survival food kits, including a 4-week emergency supply designed to be both lightweight and easy to prepare. These kits, which boast a remarkable 25-year shelf life, require only boiling water and a short simmering time to be ready for consumption. This longevity ensures that food remains fresh and reliable for years, even decades, making it a vital component of any preparedness strategy. In addition to food supplies, For Patriot provides many items ideal for emergency situations, including essential survival tools. The company's website emphasizes the critical nature of having these preparedness tools on hand, underscoring their belief that unforeseen circumstances can strike when you least expect them. Social media, as you can imagine, has much to say about For Patriots. The top comments are on the selection of name as it's associated with the former president, conservative politics, and largely promoted on Fox News. Is this online store preparing us for the end of the democratic world? Oh my goodness, I don't know. It just sounds like something my sister would say when she's like, the end of the world is coming. Let's go and grow fruit and let's go ahead and get things and pack everything up and get in a bunker.
Oh, wow. Is she
what do you call them? What do you call those people?
Prepper.
Preppers. Doomsday preppers.
Is she a prepper?
She is. She has like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of canned food and just everything that I promise you. If there was a hurricane or something, so stuck for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. Yeah. My sister's house is where I'm going.
Well, she's a prepper and I'm a prepper, and when you like a pepper, and wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? The thing is, I'm not really sure how much trust we should be putting in a company whose advertisements appear on free video games you watch on your phone. Like sometimes you're watching and then an ad comes up and it's For Patriots. And by the way, that stuff is not cheap.
No?
It is not cheap at all.
Look, don't buy any of that garbage. What is wrong with you, okay? Get Chef Boyardee and Twinkies and some ramen. That shit lasts 25 years too. And I won't be giving no weird Trumpster my money, all right?
Right.
And I hate that the word patriot makes me grossed out now. Right? It's like the flag. That flag belongs to me. I was freaking born here, and that flag gives me the jitters. It gives me PTSD. So anything with doomsday prepping, I automatically feel that it's somebody in a camel outfit, right, wanting to take away my rights. That's what I think about. When I think about that. My wife is very similar to your sister. My wife really does believe that there's a high possibility of a civil war happening in our lifetime. And here's the reality of that whole entire statement that I just said. If something goes down and there is some kind of warfare, right, technological or otherwise, I don't want to be here. Right. I want to go quick and buy. I'm not trying to be here for that.
Deuces.
Am I crazy there?
Being the last person alive? What's interesting about that?
Alex Garland just Civil War three months ago in theaters, but pretty successful at the box office. Everyone who saw it said how scary, how much that hit. We got 2012 disaster movies. Everyone's like, no, it's never going to happen. It didn't happen.
Yep.
That one really hit home to a lot of people about how, I don't want to say how probable it is, but how, common it could possibly be as a situation.
Because people used to hide that they were gross humans, and now Trump has allowed people to just be out racist, bigoted, transphobic, all out loud with everybody.
It just makes you think that, if they lose the election or something like that it's going to make us break out in civil war.
Well, that's what they're threatening.
And it's scary. And it's scary to think that. But again, it's a possibility in our lifetime. And those words, like, they don't even feel right coming out my mouth. But the the facts are there, right? And people's actions on the right are there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We would have never, ever, ever, ever thought about this.
Certainly not in our lifetime.
They didn't have the January 6th event.
Yeah, right.
Nope. Harrison, what's our next story, dear?
Well, next, let's queer up the USA view. Christian hate preachers were denied service at a Milwaukee subway during the RNC. At the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, a group of Christian hate preachers faced an unexpected snub at a local subway restaurant. The 4 white men donning T-shirts emblazoned with inflammatory messages such as abortion is murder and homosex is sin were denied service by a subway employee. In a video shared on Facebook, the group is seen confronting the staff member, with one of the preachers saying, "She's refusing to serve us." The employee confirms this, saying the decision is based on the messages written on the preacher's shirt. The incident has sparked outrage from far-right commentators, with the Daily Mail accusing Subway of religious discrimination. The tabloid report implied that the men had the right to display their contentious views without facing backlash, though it notably blurred off the offensive anti-LGBTQ message written on one of the shirts. The group is led by notorious street preacher David Grisham, who has previously caused controversies with his disruptive stunts. Despite the controversy, many locals were in support of the employee's decision and showed disdain for the provocative messaging on display. One local resident remarked that she would rather have some radical love exhibited in Christ's name around here than have a traveling roadshow on their shirts.
She just said she's refusing to serve us.
What are you talking about?
This girl right here just said she's refusing to serve us.
So we have to go somewhere else?
I want her to say it again.
I'm refusing your service.
Okay. And this is Subway where?
Why are you refusing service?
That is a personal matter.
Because of my T-shirt? Because of my T-shirt?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure Subway Corporal would love to hear that.
What does the shirt say? It's a very vital part of this. You say you were kicked out and not served because you were Christian. Now, when you say Christian, there are a lot of people who like to exploit religion for hate. Anyway, if you're anything like the commenters of that original video, you're asking the same question everyone's asking: what do the shirts say? I found their shirts. Is this you guys? Is this why they didn't serve you? Were these the shirts in question? These guys had just come from the RNC. And, you know, they're probably against cancel culture or filming people and putting them online. But, you know, when it works in their favor.
So, clickbait, the Subway Karen. Not really seeing the Karen attitude, more like seeing somebody standing up for their principles. Now, you got to think about Subway and individually franchised, I can tell you that for a fact, but still a large corporation, might have a little, you know, backlash now. What are we all thinking here?
I mean, if I was an employee at a Subway or anywhere and somebody came up with a T-shirt that said Latinos are rapists, I'm not going to serve you. Mm-hmm. And I have all the right in the world as maybe telling somebody else, hey, you serve them, right? Because I won't, right? Mm-hmm. You know, I love how they title this refuse service to Christians. Right? That should be retitled. It's, you know, refusing service to bigots, fascists, and horrible humans, because that's exactly what that one lady did. She just stood up for her rights, and she didn't feel right in herself just giving this person service, you know? I mean, what do you think, Adrianna?
I was just going to comment and just say, I'm sure if the shirt said God is love, I'm sure no one would have had a problem with that.
Yeah.
But the fact that you want to talk about and demean other people is completely ridiculous, and it's not Christ-like.
Yeah. And don't you just love when Karens call a non-Karen a Karen? Mm-hmm. Boy, do they not understand how that works. And let me just say, you would have thought that Grifter Grisham would have come prepared with some of those yummy prepackaged shelf-stable for Patriots meals and snacks for his people. I guess they were too busy crowdsourcing the additional $657 they needed for their Milwaukee trip. Seriously, they were asking for supporters to send them they were just $657 short.
That's it.
Can you help us?
That's it.
Yeah.
Did you read that story about how the RNC basically almost took down Grindr because of how popular Grindr was at the RNC? Yes?
Big surprise.
Grindr.
Are you serious?
Okay?
Blowing up.
Gregg Shapiro, what's next, darling?
Next, let's queer up sports. Outsports has created an interactive list of LGBTQ athletes in the 2024 Paris Olympics. Queer News Tonight continues to follow Outsports as the world's leading LGBTQ media site for the queer sports story. Outsports rises to full speed approaching and during the Olympics. The 2024 Paris Olympics will feature a landmark number of LGBTQ athletes reflecting significant strides in inclusivity within the sports arena. This year's Games will showcase 144 out athletes across the world, such as Brianna Stewart, Ebrar Karakurt, Natalie Hagman, Teresa Abiera, Sarah Baum, Robbie Manson, Edward Gall, Nick Albiero, and more, marking a historic high in LGBTQ representation. The database, compiled by Outsports and LGBT historian Tony Skelton-Bilton, offers an interactive profile of each athlete. For the first time, the Olympics will also see a record number of out male athletes, underscoring the growing visibility and acceptance of LGBTQ individuals in competitive sports. Skelton-Bilton's comprehensive list is a testament to the progress made toward greater inclusivity, and the resource aims to keep the public informed about these groundbreaking athletes. The interactive database is available online and invites everyone to contribute updates if you identify any out LGBTQ athletes who are not yet included in the list. For any updates or additions to the list, you can contact Outsports via email at team@outsports.com or through social media platforms. The 2024 Paris Olympics promises to be a historic event, celebrating the diversity and resilience of athletes from all walks of life. Opening ceremonies are this Friday, as Team USA will be the last nation introduced on the unique barge parade on the Seine. They have this coveted position because America will be the next host of the Summer Olympics. Then France, as the host country, will follow the USA. Yay, sports. Please do me a favor and wake me up when reading or tiddlywinks become Olympic sports. Thanks.
It might be coming. I'm just saying.
I hope so.
Which were the last Olympics that we had? Were they? I can't remember, but it was a couple of years ago. And I'm telling you, I'm not that lesbian, right? I don't like softball. I don't like sports. I like Brittany Griner, but not because she plays basketball, just because I want to sleep with her. It's not really a basketball thing. So my point is that I don't like sports. I only watch it when it's interesting and I get to wear a cool jersey, right? And so when the Olympics came around and we started doing these stories on these amazing athletes that were out, right? Especially coming from countries where it's really not the best thing to be out, right? I started respecting them, and I even wanted to give my support by watching, And then I can't remember who it was, that guy that was gay and he would knit. And
Tom Daley.
And, he made knitting cool. People started having like knitting clubs and stuff like that, and that is just the kind of stuff that LGBTQ plus people do once we're shined, once you put the spotlight on us, So I'm all about this comprehensive list. I'm glad that it's not like Wikipedia where you could just add your shit to it because that'll end up bad.
Yeah.
But if people are out, they should be on this list. We need to see them. We need to say their names and acknowledge them, because the amount of work that it takes to become an Olympic athlete is not something that just happens overnight. No. And the fact that that to me is bravery. That's strength beyond words, that you get to be an out athlete in these times. Greg?
Yeah. Yeah.
You love sports.
I do. I'm
like, I love sports.
I'm actually allergic to sports, but okay.
And Adrianna's like, as long as they have their shirt off, we're fine.
I think it's always always interesting how the viewership and just the pop culture references always come out of the Summer Olympics. The Winter Olympics seem to be such a snooze fest for so many people. But I mean, I can tell you like where 2008 Beijing, 1996 Atlanta. I remember this because I cannot tell you where half the Winter Olympics had been. I think there maybe one in Salt Lake City in 2002. Other than that, or something like that. The Summer Olympics brings out just all this pop culture, all this flair, and as you mentioned,
little clothing.
A little clothing.
Little clothing.
Is swimming a winter or summer sport?
Very much summer.
Summer.
Because it's indoor pool, though, isn't it?
Natatoriums, they're called, apparently.
Oh,
See,
okay. Well, then we will get to we will get to see Tom Daley. Good.
Yes, and that's all that matters, right? Adrianna?
So next, let's queer up politics. A gay billionaire is behind the J.D. Vance's rise. Last week, as Senator J.D. Vance prepared to accept the Republican Party's nomination to be Donald Trump's running mate, MSNBC's Rachel Maddow shed light on the unusual path that led him there. Maddow said, quote, writing a memoir and otherwise being Peter Thiel's intern is not usually the way you get to be a vice presidential nominee, end quote. As it turns out, Peter Thiel, the openly gay conservative billionaire and co-founder of PayPal, has played a pivotal role in Vance's career. Vance first encountered Thiel during a 2011 lecture at Yale, a moment Vance later described as the most significant of his time there. Thiel's ideals about elite institutions and Christianity inspired Vance to pivot from law to technology. Thiel recommended Vance for a position at biotech firm Circuit Therapeutics in 2013 and later backed his memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, in July 2021. Vance transitioned into politics by launching his campaign for the U.S. Senate seat from Ohio, with Thiel financing the effort to the tune of $15 million. This shift in Vance's career also marked a shift in his stance on Trump. Thiel played a key role in securing an endorsement from Trump, arranging a meeting at Mar-a-Lago. Trump acknowledged the change, stating, quote, like some others, J.D. Vance may have said some not so great things about me in the past, but he gets it now, and I have seen that in spades.
Even though the audience, the television audience for this convention thus far has not been particularly large by modern standards, one might expect that people will tune in tonight to hear from this new running mate for Donald Trump, who many people will have never heard of before this week. J.D. Vance is not a widely known public figure. He is best known for having written a well-received autobiography, which he started while he was at Yale Law School. Mr. Vance also served for 6 months in Iraq as a public affairs unit officer in the Marine Corps. Served in a public affairs unit in the Marine Corps. Yes, even the Marines do have public relations. They're great at it, in fact. But that is the type of unit, a public affairs unit, that he was in when he was in Iraq. After he did his law degree, again at Yale, he became a protege of a very right-wing billionaire who you might remember from the first Republican National Convention that nominated Donald Trump for president. He had a primetime speaking slot. It was one of the weirder speeches of the 2016 RNC. His name is Peter Thiel. He got J.D. Vance a job at a biotech company in San Francisco after J.D. Vance graduated from law school. Peter Thiel got him that job, literally. The company's CEO says explicitly that J.D. Vance was hired, quote, as a favor to Peter, meaning as a favor to Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel then got J.D. Vance a second job. He directed one of his venture capital companies that they too should hire J.D. Vance. See, this is why these guys are so against any kind of affirmative action, because clearly they got where they are in this life out of sheer merit, as represented by having your billionaire friend call people and tell them to hire you, even though they're not sure why they're supposed to be hiring you.
Y'all forgive me. I really don't even have much to comment on this.
Well, and I mean, Goño, when I first heard it, I was kind of like, huh? Like, who is this guy? Where the hell did he come from? You know? And the only thing that I knew about him was when he had tweeted about Trump and his anti-thoughts towards Trump. That's what I remember. That, of course, you can't find it anymore because he took it down. But he had tweeted something along the line, says, you know, Trump makes people I care about afraid. Immigrants, Muslims, etc. Because of this, I find him highly reprehensible. God wants better for us. Okay? That is what he posted by his own fruition, wanting to, do that because he was so anti-Trump at a given time. And that may be that you feel all that kind of way until you're asked to be a running mate. Then all of a sudden, I'm okay with that. I'm 39 years old, up for freaking to be the vice president of the United States.
Yeah.
How does that happen, girl?
Well, and then
You have to kiss the ring.
It's right. Trump forgives, right? He's always forgiving. The yellow tie. So I'm guessing he's a piss queen. Is that what the yellow tie was about? And also, I thought Teal and Vance met at a log cabin Republican circuit party.
Oh.
I didn't realize that was something else. And also, self-loathing homosexual Miss Teal is obsessed with J.D. Vance and her eye makeup skills. But Vance refused to share any makeup tips with pitiful Peter.
Ugh. Did you watch that Hillbillyology? Or
No, I didn't watch that. And by the way, the truth is now coming out about the book.
Okay.
He claimed to have been from this really redneck background. No.
He's not.
He grew up in a 4-bedroom house. The family made almost $200,000 a year.
Wow. So he's a liar.
He's a liar.
What a surprise.
But you can't have a Republican without the letters L-I-A-R.
Birds of a feather flock together.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I think that maybe was Trump's choosing of him was this is somebody I can easily control. This is a puppet.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I know that's fairly obvious, but and I was also somebody who doesn't clearly have can easily be bought. Maybe morals are in the trash. And like I was mentioning earlier with the VP picks, like anybody who is trying to get Kamala rightfully to the White House should be exploiting this type of aspect.
Yes.
This miscommunication, which I'm sure they'll call it that, but.
Yeah. My favorite is the meme of like Trump just changing Pence's name to Vance just so he can
the flags.
understand it.
All those flags that are out there now, those flag companies just changed the V and the E, and you got Vance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next, let's queer up travel. Visit Lauderdale welcomes you to Fort Lauderdale's Femme Ale Brew Fest. Visit Lauderdale invites all the women from Greater Fort Lauderdale to the vibrant Femme Ale Brew Fest, returning on September 14th at Las Olas Oceanside Park. This event celebrates female beer experts and brewers with tastings from over 15 breweries, including local favorite Cove Brewery. DJ Latrice Perry will provide musical entertainment as attendees sample unique brews. Pet lovers can bring their furry friends too. A portion of ticket sales will benefit Abandoned Pet Rescue, Inc. Tickets start from $45. For more information, go to visitlauderdale.com. Visit Lauderdale, everyone under the sun.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finished tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ Plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up gay culture. How late Bob Newhart's iconic episode paved the way for LGBTQ TV. Legendary actor and comedian Bob Newhart passed away last week. Newhart was known for his groundbreaking stand-up comedy and a television show named The Bob Newhart Show. The show followed Dr. Bob Hartley, a Chicago psychologist. A landmark moment for the gay community occurred in the 1976 episode, Some of My Best Friends Are, named after a 1971 indie LGBTQ film. The episode showcases Bob Hartley's patient, Mr. Player, played by Howard Hessman, discussing his relationship issues and coming out as gay. I think that, it's really sad that Bob Newhart is gone, but I remember when I was a kid watching the show and it was amazing. And I actually remember that particular episode.
Wow.
Oh my God, I loved Bob Newhart. And I remember he was another one that I would check to see if he was still alive every couple of months, right? Because he would come out in The Big Bang Theory and I'd be like, oh my God, this guy's still alive. And he had the best role in The Big Bang Theory, He was
so
just
dry.
He was so good. He was so dry and ornery and just mad, but you enjoyed it, And to be an old white guy, for whatever reason, he had that Mr. Rogers kind of feel that I kind of trusted him. It was weird, Oh my God. Way before his time. Rest in peace. Yeah. Go hang out with Maude.
Absolutely. R.I.P. Mr. Newhart and your brilliant button-down mind.
Yes. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up students and youth. Trans athlete's mom faces job loss over sports law violation. Jessica Norton, an information management specialist at Monarch High in Coconut Creek, may lose her job with the Broward School District following allegations of violating Florida's Fairness in Women's Sports Act. The law enacted in 2021 bans transgender girls from competing in girls' sports teams. Norton's trans child is at the center of the controversy. Superintendent Howard Hepburn is recommending Norton's termination, with the school board scheduled to discuss the matter tomorrow at Plantation High. Despite the potential for heated debate, 4 of 9 board members have indicated they may oppose her firing. I don't know why she would want to stay there as an employee, right? I get the moral. I get the point, right? Hey, I'm going to fight for my place. I don't deserve to lose my job, right? I have 2 words for you. Civil lawsuit, okay? They outed your child. They put your child in harm's way like nobody else. Yes. Your child was not out. Okay, but she had been going to school as her true authentic self since she was in freaking kindergarten, I think 2nd grade, all right? You outed her, okay? So that's all I have to say for you. Take your lickings and get that civil lawsuit started, ma'am, because you don't deserve to stay there and they don't deserve you.
Wow, what a great mother. Truly a truly great woman.
Educators alone are very passionate people, and I think that this is kind of the time to maybe show that passion. It's important, and it hits very close to home around here.
For sure. What's next, Harrison?
Well, next is the LGBTQ 1 minute news, and we're going to queer up now the entertainment factor. Chace Crawford had a panic attack on filming a wild octopus scene in The Boys. Chace Crawford, known for Gossip Girl and The Boys, discusses now famous octopus scene in a new Rolling Stone interview, reflecting on the initial audition for The Deep. Crawford shared his reaction to the scene, saying, "Oh, I was like, oh God, how is this going to work?" He even called showrunner Eric Kripton in panic. The hilarious scene takes place in season 3, showing Crawford without pants and an octopus wrapped around his waist. Another character catches Deep in the act, giving viewers a clear shot of his behind entangled with the tentacles. I mean, I only know Chace Crawford from that bad horror flick, The Haunting of Molly Hartley, so I don't really have much to say here.
And in that, he wasn't naked with an octopus.
No, just like I know Bob Newhart from Papa Elf, the elf. I more into the movie element here, but I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean,
But he's all grown up now.
Yes.
He's a man on The Boys.
I would have liked to see him in just the Octopus rep.
Right? I wonder if there was an intimacy coach called in for that.
Was it consensual?
I mean, you've got to get consent. Always get consent, no matter what.
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up courts. Founder of Casa Ruby, a nonprofit for trans in DC, pleads guilty to wire fraud. Ruby Corrado, founder of Casa Ruby, an LGBTQ housing organization for trans people and people of color in DC, has pled guilty to wire fraud. Corrado admitted to diverting $150,000 of pandemic relief funds to personal accounts in El Salvador. Casa Ruby shut down after losing a nearly $840,000 grant from the DC Department of Human Services. Corrado resigned in October 2022 and fled to El Salvador. However, Corrado was arrested by the FBI in March 2024. Well, it is painful to admit, but there are folks in our community, such as Ruby Corrado and Twisted Peter Thiel, who are as evil and corrupt as, say, I don't know, Donald Trump or J.D. Vance.
Damn you, Ruby. Damn you. Like, honestly, okay, I had done quite a few stories on the trans housing that you were offering, that you were helping my trans sisters out, right? And I was always thinking like, damn, we need to do more stories on Ruby because she's doing so much for our community, right? She pled guilty because she had no other choice at this point. Let's be clear, right? But in doing this and doing this fraud, you make our whole community look bad. You make it harder for the next person to try to apply for a grant or to try to get help for our trans community, you know? And I mean, damn it. Like, damn it. Like, I'm just really mad about it. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's hard enough to get help for LGBTQ organizations, but an organization that is led by trans people, it's even harder. And the fact that she did what she did is making it harder for us as trans people to get funding. It's really sad. But I'm glad that she got caught.
Yeah. Yeah. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. Tina Romero's zombie horror comedy is full of queer artists. Tina Romero, the daughter of the late iconic filmmaker George A. Romero, is bringing a new zombie horror movie full of queer artists like Katie O'Brien, Margaret Cho, Cheyenne Jackson, Bridget Lundy Payne, Nina West, Jaquel Spivey, Thomas Matos, Becca Blackwell, Shawnette Renee Wilson, Dominique Jackson, and Eve Lindley. The movie is co-written by Romero and Aaron Judge. Expect a genre-smashing glam gore adventure through the zombie apocalypse. You will also see Ricky Lindholm and Quincy Dunn Baker in this upcoming movie. No way, not Quincy Dunn Baker. I can't wait to see them. But I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know. But you had me at Apocalypse. You had me at Nina West. You had me at Margaret Cho. But you ultimately had me at Dominique Jackson.
Absolutely. Anything.
That's all I need to watch.
Anything with Cheyenne Jackson, Margaret Cho, and Dominique Jackson definitely earns my attention, for sure.
I always like it when a horror movie can bend the rules, kind of turn itself out, upside down, and then have something exciting like this cast in it. I just hope it gets the box office numbers or the streaming numbers that it needed. Unfortunately, some of these in the past, like Bros, didn't quite. They were supposed to be, didn't quite make the cut. So I guess we prefer more movies like Megan sometimes. But let's give this one our support.
But we supported Barbie, right? We were all in. We were all in for Barbie, and we didn't get none of that money, right? At all. At all.
And that is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tell these type of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat? And on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Adrianna Tender. You can call her Kamala, baby. Yeah, what? I'm going to start calling you Prez. I'm going to manifest it. That's what I'm saying.
Just manifest it.
Harrison C. Davies. Hi, thank you for being with us, honey. And Gregg Shapiro. That's with 2 G's, baby. That's how we roll. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.